Yeah, it's definitely my time. No. It's not my time. It's our time. And you know what? If you're not light skinned right now, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I'm going to elevate you right now to be an honorary light skinned Negro for right now. It's our time, baby. But hold on. Before I go any further, my mama raised me good. I had a daddy that raised me good. Grandma took good care of me, and Grandpa TK raised me better than this. Where my goddamn manners? It's the 6 past commandments. Happy Saturday. I had no idea. I felt like Dr. Umar Johnson when I found out about this new Drake track. I had no idea that this was even going on. Okay. Matter of fact, what is Dr. Umar doing right now? Matter of fact, somebody now of all times, I want to hear from Dr. Umar because I need to know. Matter of fact, paging Dr. Umar. Umar, how you feel about the colorism, son? Why you not speaking on it? You know what we gotta do? We gonna have to get some. We gotta get some B dubs in here. They want to you know who has to get involved in it? Sukiana and Sexy Red have to get involved in the beef in order for Dr. Umar to say a word, okay? Because we gotta get the B dubs in there so that he can get a few coins. Because he gotta get a piece of the action. If ain't no money in it for him, I don't know how Dr. Umar gonna treat it. But shout out to Dr. Umar. I still think you're smart. You just do weird stuff, dog. But I get it. Everybody gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? He got to keep the lights on. You know what I mean? Don't knock nobody hustle. All right? Listen. McDonald's burgers are the worst in the world. It's terrible for you. You know what I mean? But I'm not over there telling McDonald's to close their doors. So shout out to Dr. Umar. But Dr. Umar, how you feel about this colorism though? But we don't even got to go there first. Don't even got to go there first. If you've been living under a rock and you just don't have a phone, if you just woke up from a coma, if you was born yesterday, not even yesterday, if you was born this morning, maybe you don't know what's going on. But what's going on is that hip hop is starting to hip hop again. And I think that we should all be a lot more grateful and excited. And we should be definitely grateful to the boy. You know who I'm talking about. The man from Toronto. The sixth guy. This is the first time I've been excited to hear Drake in a long time. Okay? And if you I don't know if you saw my other video, but basically, no, I'm sorry. If you don't know what's going on, Kendrick Lamar dropped a verse, has a verse on the new Future and Metro Boomin album, where he's seemingly going at Drake and Kendrick. He's making references to them and whatnot. And so it's like, oh my God, Kendrick is shooting again. Kendrick is always shooting. It's pretty cool. Actually, yeah, Kendrick's always shooting. And he always shoots at the same people. You know what I mean? But now it's clearer that, because I always wondered why didn't Drake respond, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. So anywho, after that, J. Cole was the first one to jump out there, right? And J. Cole, dropped 7-minute drill, tearing Kendrick up. Look, oh my God, hip hop is starting to hip hop again. And then what do we get? This ninja goes on the stage at his own concert and apologizes complete, like no one said nothing. Like literally nobody. Here comes J. Cole. Oh my God, that was the lamest thing I ever done. And that's when I realized, that's when they confirmed. I never really thought much about who Cole is. But that's when he confirmed, you're crazy too. We thought you was kind of sensible, but now I'm looking at you. It is weird. It is weird that you have this aesthetic as someone who's a millionaire. I mean, we don't question it because you're an artist, but if you were like a regular dude, like people will be worried about you. But anywho, and I gave y'all a whole breakdown. I gave y'all plenty of jewels on J. Cole trying to be the Barack Obama of hip hop. Sir, stop trying to be perfect. So Cole gets caught up in his complex about being perfect, which American black men are really big on that. We're very big on trying to prove that we're worthy or we're worthy of our position or whatever we're getting. All right, and also not appearing too great, or not inviting threatened competition. You can't be king and not have threat and competition. With the things that happened with me, I told my dad, I love my dad in the eyes and say, yo, nobody feel sorry for the king. I chose to be a king. When I was going through my situations and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, they're going to shoot at me. Yeah, they're trying to break your boy, but guess what? I don't know if I can reach it. Strongest man in the world, baby. Can't break your boy. Knock it off. What are you doing? Oh my God, it's so weird. I'm like, no, I'm so lovable, you know? But anywho, no one feels sorry for the king. And I always say, I'll even go as far as saying, the higher up you go, the more of a human beings can't help but to make you more of a utility. You know what I mean? Like the analogy I always make is that people who work at Target care nothing about the person who's at the very top of Target. Because they're so high up, they can only see them for their position to the point where if something bad happens to them, they can't find the empathy, or to them, there's no need in having empathy for that person, you know? But anywho, going in circles. But Cole jumps out there, Cole decides to apologize. And then it was just like, it was like Christmas. It was like Christmas. It was like your childhood coming back. I don't know how to put it, but it was almost like seeing a family member that you ain't seen in a long time and you really like used to fuck with. And that was the Drake track going at Kendrick. I'm like, oh my gosh. Finally, you finally giving this nigga his fade. Right? And the number one thing I said about this whole thing was that I hope that it's not a thing where Drake responds, Kendrick maybe never responds, it takes forever to respond, and it stops. We got to bring back this shit where niggas used to go at each other because we need competition. One of the reasons why you continue to see better technology, you know what I'm saying? You continue to see better design, better aesthetics. You just all these different things that we use every day is because of competition. One of the reasons why hip hop started to die was because the competition was removed. We don't know who's competing, who's on top. We don't know who the top jazz artists are because they're not competing or elevating. And also, we elevate things with competition. All right. Who knows what Coca-Cola would taste like if we didn't have Pepsi? Who knows what Pepsi would taste like if there wasn't competing with Coca-Cola and all the other brands? You know what I mean? That I won't name right now. Right? So we need competition. So that's one thing I want to keep touching on why this is all good. We need competition, and also competition from the ninjas that matter. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a few of y'all trying to jump in this thing here, and you need to just knock it off. But one thing I thought about before I want to get to, I don't have much to say the colorism piece. I'm gonna give my personal experience, and I'm gonna give my thoughts, and I also still want to know, is Dr. Umar going to speak on this? He ain't the Farrakhan of our generation, but I feel like he should. You know what? He don't really facilitate anything to help black men. For the most part, every time I see Dr. Umar, I was just weird. I just don't be know. I just don't be knowing. Drinking kombucha, by the way. That's how you know I'm all the way back in my bag, beloved. Kombucha ready. Stop and Shop, you owe me a check. I know you don't know me, but Stop and Shop, you owe me a check. All right? Email me. sixpackstv@gmail.com. Don't ask me about no daggone.coms. But anywho. So now, Drake has answered everyone's prayers. Drake is the shot in the arm that we all need, that the game needed, and the game needs this so much. And Drake, and you know what else I want to say? I want to give Drake his flowers because Drake is moving into a battle rap realm. Drake, this Kendrick, and using the Tupac AI, woo, and the Snoop Dogg AI. Oh my God, who would think to do that shit? He's dissing Kendrick through two different people, and then he raps in his voice. He does the Snoop AI, and And I was just saying, like, yo, and don't get me wrong. Sorry, creativity takes muscles. You're going to need to be strong for creativity. Takes a lot of brain power. And I've been saying, like, God damn, there is no creativity. A lot of us are afraid to be creative. Very few of us is trying to create anything new or a new concept or trying to innovate, especially when it comes to art. In particular, music. Because it's so much easier to make something that sounds good, especially when it's acceptable to sound like someone else. Pronounce your words like someone else. Approach the track like someone else. And this is what people don't understand about your product. And even you as a brand, even as a person, the more you can give someone what they need, accompanied by what they can't get from nowhere else, and keep building on what they can't get from nowhere else, and you can't be replaced. We can apply that in everything, even your relationships. Be the kind of person that's unexpendable. That's what President Ikeda talks about. Shout out to the third SGI president, President Ikeda. He just passed away. Rest in peace to the God. But be the kind of person that I'm saying that's not expendable. At your job, wherever you are, become that valuable. Right? Anywho, we're already 11 minutes, man. So I want to touch on the colorism piece. Now I forget why Drake shot at Rick Ross on his disc, but Ross responds and says, "You know what? I'm gonna get some of this money too, because now more than ever, every moment can be monetized. That's amazing, because I get to roll up and be a part of stuff. You know what I mean? And anywho, speaking of being a part of stuff, Rick Ross somehow wanders his way into this. Not somehow, but it's like, hey, you're not really a battle rapper, Rick Ross. You don't do like metaphors, or you don't do any of the like devices. You're not really, you're more like you've been having good verses. Like you sound real good, but I don't think you should be jumping into like any kind of beefs. Like you're just not, unless you want to get a Ghost Rider. But reason why I bring Ross up is because Ross called him white boy. Now Angry Man was touched on this on his channel. He was talking about, and that's what inspired me to want to look at it from this perspective of like the colorism piece. It's two things that black folks seem to hate on. Black folks hate on successful people. That's much more. Successful people, people who make good decisions, all right, and light-skinned people. Now, as you can't tell, I grew up as a light-skinned dude. So everything I heard Angry Man say, I understood. Right, and everything I see Drake experience, I understand. Now, it's become my observation that it's the same thing when Jay was really popping. People dislike Jay more so, and people would say, "I don't like him because of what he talks about," and their point was that he's too materialistic in his raps, right? And which, okay, good enough, fair enough. But to a certain degree, what they're saying is that I be hating on that nigga. And for Drake, especially for the black community, it's very easy to hate on Drake. Matter of fact, it's always been cool to hate on Drake. It's always cool to talk shit to the person that's winning. So that's also part of like this is some king talk. Realize when you choose to work harder than everyone else, when you choose to be the kind of person who can move up in life, people are not going to relate to you no more. And when people don't relate to you, they don't relate to things that can hurt you. So they don't care if they're saying things that affect you in a certain way, that keep you up at night, that really bother you. They don't care if you work real hard on that. Or you work real hard on that track. And what they, rather than build what you want and talk to you about it, they would rather say something to make you feel weird about it, make you second guess yourself. It's not normal for anyone who says they love you or support you to want to talk to you in ways and deal with you in ways they know that they make you second guess yourself. Okay, but that's a part of being popping, and that's why I transition so well into being popping, because I realized, I've always been experiencing hate. Now, the reason why I bring it up is not because it's for you to become arrogant and have a chip on your shoulder. It's more so to be aware of your surroundings and also be aware of what you're investing in other people. If someone don't effort you like that, you don't need to be investing no extra time into them. That you don't have to or interacting with them more than you have to. Right? That makes sense. Yeah. So that's a part of the King talk. So that was always the thing. So I feel like with this beef right here, like I said before, Drake is like everything that most men are not. Period. Drake is the only one of us that can go on Instagram and play Tinder with Instagram. Let that sink in. Matter of fact, while you think about that, I'm gonna go ahead and put on some Smell Good. I don't know how to put this on, so I think I'm supposed to do this. It's like the perfume going here. You do one of these. So, Dior. I don't know what scent this is, but it smells expensive. All right, I've been putting this on all day. You know what I'm saying? And I put this on because I'm about to get real toxic. I don't know what this is even called. It's in a bottle called Sport. I mean, who knows if it's even real? You know what I mean? But either way, I appreciate that. That was a gift from my homies, man. I really appreciate that. And shout out to Bath and Body Works. Bath and Body Works. You owe me a check or at least 5 cases of your best colognes, soaps, and moisturizers. And what else I got? Body spray, deodorant, shit like that. I need matter of fact, I need a case on each one. There should be at least 100 pieces in each case. It's a small price to pay to be featured on Six Paths TV. I'm just saying. You know what? I should change that thing under my name to youtube.com/6passtv so people see this. I don't, have to write it on my thing. Anywho, so going to the colorism piece. So I'm gonna say a few things about that. So I'm sorry. So I touched on one layer of the Drake hate, but also again, Drake is biracial, and also Drake, he represents a great divide between African American people in particular, really everywhere, because this goes on everywhere. This race mixing goes on everywhere. So anywhere where light-skinned folks at, this kind of dynamic plays out. We kind of know it goes back to slavery days and things like that, but it's still playing out now. And a part of it, when people got strong feelings about this, because you represent something about themselves that they hate or they cannot achieve, and it is what it is. If you're not popping, maybe this is not as relatable. I don't know. But that's a part of it, though. And I can tell you from personal experience, now that I'm older, I recognize it more. I recognize lame behavior more. I recognize when someone is being rude to me for no reason. I recognize when someone is taking a shot at me for no reason. Or, you know what I mean? So I recognize it more. And it's interesting. So it's interesting to watch this play out. So Angry Man made an interesting point about Rick Ross knew he had to use a colorism angle in order to insert himself in the beef and also make himself seem a little more legitimate and everything. And the fact that no one has a problem with him saying that, even knowing that Drake is not white, he's biracial, and his daddy is black. So Drake has always been black, but somehow because of this beef, and because we want to keep propping Kendrick up, I'm like, damn, I be had to realize I'm an old head now. Good Kid, Mad City was 12 years ago. I was a much younger man back then. And it's interesting how they kind of still had this dynamic going on back then. And I think that, like I said before, don't avoid your ops, and you can't keep avoiding fate. Sometimes, you want to always take preventative measures when it comes to danger. But when someone's coming with a confrontation, recognize when it's one that you can't avoid. Because sometimes, you might not engage in the confrontation, but the problem still subsides, right? And not only that, you don't know what growth you're robbing that person of, because for the most part, we grow a lot through confrontation and stressful times. Okay, it's the same way that when you in the gym, you're building up your body to be stronger through stressful times. Okay, so you kind of need to experience these things, because if not, then this person will also, and on a spiritual level, that person is now getting the opportunity to have more bad causes. Those bad, everything count, good and bad. Good causes and bad causes, no matter what bad cause you made, no matter how small it is coming back to you. And the same thing with the good causes. Okay? You want to say hi?
Yeah.
I say hi to the camera.
Yeah.
The camera's right there. Say hi to the camera.
Say hi, camera.
Yeah. All right, Levi. I'm talking about Drake. and Kendrick Lamar. We're talking about colorism. So you say colorism? Colorism. So colorism is when people think bad things about you because of the color of your skin. So we're talking about Drake and Kendrick, okay? So who's your favorite rapper, Drake or Kendrick?
Drake, Travis Scott.
Oh, those your favorite rappers? No, but out of Drake and Kendrick, who do you like? You like Drake or Kendrick?
Drake, Travis Scott.
No, which one do you like, Drake or Kendrick?
Transcendent.
Oh, which one? Drake or Kendrick?
Drake and Transcendent.
Which one do you like better?
You like Travis Scott.
You like Travis Scott? So you don't even care about Drake and Kendrick right now. Man, listen, you can't be on the blog then. We talking about Drake and Kendrick right now. Anyway, this is my son. All right. Levi's on the spectrum and Levi's lane is coming. Okay, so you're gonna be seeing content from him. Because Levi's trying to get my what? Levi, what's this? Kombucha. Trying to get my kombucha? Nope, you can't have all right, not right now, Levi, because I got caffeine in it. I want you to have that right now, okay? Later. No tablet right now. You've been on tablet all day. I know. Play your toys. All right, so that's what he got to say about it. Okay. Anyway, sorry guys, lost my whole train of thought. Anywho, the next point I want to get into now we touched on the colorism aspect, right? And that being a factor as to why people want. I lost my train of thought. I was talking about the whole conversation with Kendrick and Drake and whatnot, but anywho, I think you guys pretty much get my point on that. Okay, don't avoid fades. If someone's bringing you a fade in a way that's confrontational, in a way that they're posturing like they're going to violate you, you have to give them their fade. Okay, of course, avoid danger. Of course, avoid things when you can. But when someone's act like they're trying to dominate you or violate you, you cannot let that happen. Okay, and like I said before, when we let people get away with shit. All we're doing is letting them basically opening it up to where they make more and more bad decisions. I know I already touched on that, but I got to kind of get myself back into the scheme of things. So, anywho, the last part I want to touch on has been my own personal experience of being light-skinned. You know what I mean? Now, I've kind of conditioned myself not to think about it as much, but all light-skinned people, for the most part, grow up. And I realize that's why when people are rude to me, I don't really realize they're being rude to me, or it's not as obvious to me. Because I realize now that most people have always been very rude to me, for the most part, and I didn't really know why. And I don't know if that's necessarily because of being light skinned, but it's like this thing where people have more to say to you. You know what I'm saying? Even other light skinned people have more to say to you than other people, and of course, you kind of see other people get treated a little bit differently. You're under more scrutiny, and actually. If anything, your masculinity is questioned way more when you're light-skinned, to the point where men can be very easily tricked into overcompensating for things that don't even matter. I'll say it again. Men can very easily be tricked into overcompensating for things that don't even actually matter. I.e., you know what I mean? Am I black enough? Which, I never really thought about it as much, but that makes sense that would be an issue that Cole and Drake kind of struggle with, you know what I mean? And I think that's part of why Drake maybe didn't want to respond those other times, because I felt like when you are going against someone that is in a position where you're the villain and they're the hero no matter what, it's almost pointless to want to engage. But another layer to it is, I'm thinking about the promotion. I was thinking about what Cole said about. He basically disses somebody every 2 years to stay relevant, or he'll do a verse and he'll start throwing shots. And I was like, damn, you know what? When he did that feature on the Baby King John, he's going smoking on your top 5 tonight, smoking on your top 5. And of course, we know who he's talking about. And we say top 5, like, hold on now, what's going on here? And he was kind of getting people excited and stuff like that. I'm like, damn, you know what? He does do that. I think on some level too, Drake maybe always saw it as, this is a marketing plan. You're trying to get me, I'm not going to help you make money, or I'm not going to help you be more popping, or I'm not going to help you revive your career. Now, not that Kendrick's career is down or nothing like that, but I didn't really realize how Kendrick's lack of activity did slow down his career a lot. You know, he's a big artist and very culturally relevant. I'm like, damn, is Kendrick performing outside the U.S.? I don't know. Anywho, I want to touch on y'all with that. I wanted to talk to y'all about that real quick. Please like, share, subscribe. I love y'all. Please be safe. Please follow the channel. Follow me on social media. Six Pass Commandments and Six Pass TV on everything. Be safe. Love y'all. Talk.